guys, in this video I'm going to share with you the 2 busy books that I just made for a client who asked me to make her 2 of the same busy books for her nieces. And I just want to flip through the pages, give you some ideas in the event that you're in the middle of or you want to start a busy book and you're not sure how to. So I'll share mine, I'll show you all the pages, and if I forget to mention anything that I'm showing you, please don't hesitate to leave me a question or comment below and I will answer you. And yeah, I'll let you know where I got everything. And again, if I miss it, just go ahead and ask. So I really hope that this page flip through inspires you if you're making your own busy book. And yes, it took a lot of time. This is a very time consuming project because almost everything is sewn, machine sewn, each page is. So it's just the project you're going to need to make for someone you dearly love. And it's really time consuming, but well worth it in the end, and you'll see. All right, let's get to this. So I made these page binding pieces. So this is what I mean here, how I got all of the pages together and bound with these foam pieces. So I just cut foam, folded it in half, as you can see here, and I put just dots of hot glue here, and then I hole punched all of these. I tried to fit this in a 3-hole punch, but it didn't really work, so I by hand with the single hole punch punched them all. And I did make marks. Once I got the first size that I wanted, I used it as a template on all my other pieces, and I made these here. So this is how I bound all the pages, and then with a ribbon. So I'm going to walk you through these busy books. Well, actually just one, because they're exactly the same except for the covers. And I'll explain where I got everything and how I sort of put them together. And any questions you have, please don't hesitate to leave me questions in the comments below. Okay, so this beautiful fluff ruffle here, it really is cute, was a vintage item that I just happened to have. All right, I don't know what they did with this years ago, but super vintage. It coordinated so well, so I used it for the covers because, again, this is what she wanted it. She wanted it really girly and ruffles, ribbons, you name it. So these letters here came from Hobby Lobby, and I just picked them out to make the name. And I didn't even need to hot glue them on because the actual adhesive that they have on there sticks really well to this flannel. And this here is flannel fabric, and I just tied a satin ribbon bow, and this patch as well came from Hobby Lobby. So I did a closure of a bow here, same coordinating satin bow, and when you open it up, what I did on this side was I just sewed down this actual felt here. This was printed felt also from Hobby Lobby. And then this is trim here that I had, again, also vintage trim, which I forgot to mention here as well, was vintage trim. All right, so this vintage trim here, what I did first was I cut out a piece of acetate, which what this is actually sheet protectors, you know, that go in a binder, and I cut it out a bit smaller, and I hot glued it down with the I'm losing words here, the trim on the edges here, and again, rose also from Hobby Lobby. My intention here for this sheet of paper is that she writes a letter to the little girl and dedicates the book to her. So for this page here, it's just flip and sort of hide and seek. And the monsters as well came from Hobby Lobby, as well as the felt. Then on this side here, I made these really chunky stems so that the baby can pull out and put back in these stems here. Again, also printed felt from Hobby Lobby, just lace trim that I had that I sewed down to the edges, just to give it a little extra girly touch. Then on this side, it's all about the feeling here and texture. And this here isn't flannel, it's actually fleece. And these sheep, I'm like, wait, what kind of animal is this? These sheep here on the back, what I did was I cut out little pieces or sort of rectangles of felt, and I glued them down and threaded them through this roping here. So you can just do some pulling up and down. And again, more texture here with the sun. These are just little buttons that I did hot glue down, and they are sturdy and don't move. Then on this side, this is a lot of fun. This side here is a lot of different bows, different color bows. They are Velcroed on, and the child gets to Velcro them into place, as well as the eyes. These eyes also Velcro on and off, okay, into place. This is a button nose that I had there as well. And the eyes, cheeks, and other ribbons, they can just take and put and Velcro down into place there. And these bows, I had the ribbon, so I cut the ribbon, tied the bow, and then I singed the edges with a match so that they don't fray eventually in the future. Big, huge googly eyes as well. These came, I believe, from Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I don't remember. Again, more vintage trim and lace that I had. And this here is a Sherpa fleece left over from my wonderful little plushies I make. Then on this side here, there are pony beads here. And what I did was I sewed a piece of, or the same sheet protector over this here, this flannel fabric. And this here as well is another piece of printed felt. So I got really creative with the different prints. So when I see a print, I sort of become inspired. So this here is more of the felt that's printed. And then this is felt that I didn't sew on. I just sewed on so that it's secured into the fish. And then the whole point here is he'll take, or she'll take her little hand and feed the fish the food here, which these are just pony beads I stuck in before sewing on the felt. I'm sorry, sewing on the plastic acetate sheet. Here is just color matching. So they will just pick off the correct colors and place it onto the correct egg. And here, what I did was I sort of created like a box that opens up. And again, with the same sheet protectors. This is just a sheet of felt that I cut a square, a negative space in. And again, traced it because I, for some reason, have so much of this gorgeous vintage trim. And I took these pieces also from Hobby Lobby, and I put our Velcro pieces on, so they Velcro on and off, and the child could place it here on the plate. Again, all felt. And I sewed a napkin so they can learn and manipulate how to fold, roll, whatever it is the parent wants to teach, and how to slip through in here. And these again are all Velcroed on. Okay, on this page, this is really colorful. I love this one. Again, made out of all felts and some roping, is a bumblebee, which are actually two buttons, again from Hobby Lobby. I snipped off the little shank and the back, and I hot glued them together with this green string here. And they have to, there's like a bunch of activities here. They could start looping through and going through all the numbers, learning how to count. And then each flower has the exact number of petals on it. So 4 petals, 3 petals. So there's a bunch of different activities here. And eventually the bee makes its way into the hive and hides into the hive. So however creative the parent is, or even the child is, him or herself, they can really have a lot of fun with this page. Then this page here, I made a mailbox with a chunky zipper. That actually you can insert things in, and you can remove the whole envelope and stick the entire envelope in there and close it, and also open it up and take out the cute little character super healthy foods in there. And then this one here has, again from Hobby Lobby, adorable puppies. Getting these pieces here made out of foam from Hobby Lobby is actually pretty helpful. and to make this process go through. But of course, you can hand sew everything as well. And then the last page is a laundry page, which I thought was so cute. So this is just netting that I happen to have, and I made a little drawstring pouch with a little bead here. And all of these are little clothings that I actually did cut out. And the thing is with this, I wanted to find a clip that was chunky enough and safe enough to glue onto here so the child can learn how to press the clip and clip on, but I just couldn't find anything that wasn't really a choking hazard and that worked. So what I did instead was I used on the back these old toggle and sort of, what are these? These are like vintage clothing toggle and loop things. So I removed the negative loop part, and then I just used this part here. Again, when I sew, I never use these. It's for garments and clothing. I never use them. So I decided to use them this way because look at how great these actually work out. Again, it doesn't have the squeeze, but it's the best I could do here. And they're really pretty safe. They're stuck on, and there's no sharp edge here. So I felt they were pretty safe to include here. And then I made the laundry basket. So you can slip anything you want inside. And then, of course, the washing machine had to open. So it opens up and you can stick the clothing in as well. And these are little buttons to sort of do color recognition and making believe you turn on and off the washing machine. So if there's anything that I left out, which I probably did, and you have questions about, please don't hesitate to definitely leave me questions and comments in the comments below, and I will get back to you ASAP. All machine sewn, and I did sew it on my Juki, but you can use a regular sewing machine. You don't need a Juki like mine as well. I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you for watching, and I hope that these books inspire you to make someone special in your life a busy book, because I will tell you they are a lot of work. Thanks again for watching.